When?
When I would be depressed, if I would try to expand myself, I felt like,
But expand yourself by bringing up, or?
I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah, I mean, there's expanding yourself and then there's
Okay.
bringing
But
up.
what you're saying, when you raise your energy,
You raise your energy or raise your frequency.
I don't know what it was doing.
But do you see what I'm saying? We're saying things, and my thing is always, what,
Yeah.
you know, I'm really bad, like, what are you talking about?
Define it.
Yeah, what are you talking, you see what I'm saying? What are you
I
really
felt really
saying?
contracted. So when you're really
So
contracted.
if you're contracted, of course you want to expand.
Right.
Okay, absolutely. So what we're going to do, we're going to develop a new language because we're throwing this different, right, concepts around. So the language is, we have energy field, right? But what exactly is it? What is the size of the field? And so the field has a particular structure. And the structure is, it corresponds to the circle that's created by the crown chakra because it's the last chakra in the body. Okay, and it's a boundary between us and the divine, and it's a boundary, see, when it spreads out, it becomes a boundary between us and the world. So we all have to have this bubble around us to feel comfortable. It's like it's our insulation, it's a cellular membrane in our body. So one thing for people who have anxiety, when they displace, they lose this membrane. They get stripped, they get raw, they get naked. And how many people feel that at the point when they're anxious, they feel more vulnerable? There's this kind of nakedness and also unprotectedness, right? Where almost everything that comes in just comes in unimpeded. That's why. No insulation, like I know all about insulations, HVAC engineering.
But how do you know?
I was this summer, I was at, we have a timeshare at the Cape, and something started like, wasn't smelling right when the air conditioner was running, and I'm like, it's not smelling right. They're, well, it's, you know, it's moisture. So it's moisture, then I said, can you open the basement for me? Because last year it wasn't smelling. So I'm coming in, and first of all, there's like water under, you know, one piece of an equipment, and secondly, like all the pipes, actually dripping water, and you can like see, right? And I'm like, what is this? And they're like, oh, it's just condensation. I said, this is not just condensation, there's like the puddles. Yeah, the puddles, right? I said, there shouldn't be so much condensation. Like, so what's going on? I mean, there could be like a little bit, but not so that you could, you know, just basically walk on the water underneath the pipe. So look around, the two windows are completely broken in the basement, right? So the windows are broken, the humid air comes in, it was very humid this summer, and you have pipes actually dripping. On top of, you know, the water under this water heater, that with some wall broke or something, which I don't know how long it's been, and oh, it's just smelling. You see, if it's smelling, something is wrong. So I have to go in to straighten everybody's head, but even the guy, the maintenance, like I'm like, what is this? Oh, it's condensation. I said, you would be in your house and you would have so much condensation, like water in your basement, you would walk around and say it's okay. So you have to always look for reasons. Do you know what I'm saying? If something is off, there's a reason for it. Yeah. So anxiety is always displacement, and if energy displaces, then of course the chakras will not be working properly. So I just wanted to, you know, because you guys just let me go through it. So there are four gates, or they call blocks.
Of what?
What? So that bubble that we're talking about, okay? And actually it's the size of the this is the circle on the Vitruvian map. That's the size of the bubble. So what you saw in that picture, that kind of what comes out of the crown chakra, that's the exact precise.
But you said it's
So-
always displacement of,
your energy field.
okay, okay.
So if you all look like that,
Thanks.
stretch your arms out, stretch your arms out.
Each other.
I know, we've figure out that Jeffrey has the longest arms. You want to get up and demonstrate the size of your field? Yeah.
But what if your field goes
So,
way,
so this is like all around, it's
but what if your
three-dimensional.
field goes way beyond?
If it goes way beyond it, and that's something, I'm not going to go too much, because that's the energetic boundary workshops that we look at this. It basically means you super extend vigilantly, and it will cost you energy, you'll be always tired of it if you do it. So the different ways we can be not in balance, that stuff is in the book, and that's what we do in energetic boundary workshop. This one is, so we can go wrong this way, and we can go wrong that way. Okay? We're doing here this way. This way is anxiety. This way, some other symptoms. All right? So once you figure out this way and that way, you pretty much can cover most of the stuff. And that's what I do. When people come to me with all kind of symptoms, and I first, we do this, and then we do that, and then most of them go away, and then we see what's left. And that's maybe what need individual attention. So this bubble going up and down, it's the energy flow in the body that's regulated by 4 gates or locks, just like in the locks and levees. And so once the level goes up and gets locked there, right? Sometimes it's difficult to come back down, and people get stuck. So it's not a mental illness. It's like see, to me, being an engineer just made complete sense, because when there's too much pressure in the body, too much build up, right? We have safety valves in any system, overflow, right? Your heating systems, any systems have something that allows for that extra. So when there's too much in our body, when pressure builds up, it has to overflow. So that's not the problem. The problem is nobody knows how to reset it. Right? In engineering systems, the alarm sounds, an engineer comes in, checks what the problem is, resets everything. Okay? In our bodies, we have tune-up for our car, right? We do oil change. Who resets our body?
Yes, but, certain cars to begin with are not good, So I'm saying,
You're
that if
saying
you're
that
born with
some
the
people are
body,
lemons? Yeah.
you said propensity, right, before, I'm
I
wondering
love
that
this.
you're born with a type of body that has a propensity towards anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
So, some cars just, you can tune it up and do everything, and they're just no good, to begin with.
But see,
So-
it's an interesting question, because you say that you're born with it, and maybe you're born with it, and the doctor said, okay, maybe there's a genetic propensity. So they're looking for the gene. And even if they find the gene, which I don't know if they will, so what? Right? Because if you have a gene, what does it mean? It means your ancestors passed something to you. And if your ancestors passed something to you, then what does it mean? It means that they got it somehow. So either something happened to them, or it happened to their ancestors, which means something happened to their ancestors, right? So if you look like this, it's like, okay, I'm born like this. If you start looking like that, you can still go to a place where there's a cause.